Om Ajnanam Timirandasya Jnanajana Chakshurunmultamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtham Sthapitamena Bhutale Swarupam Tadamiyam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Upam Sagrajatam Sahajan Raghunathvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhavetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pradan Sahajan Lalita Shivishagavitam Cha नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पार्षदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपेकांत राधाकांत नमस्ते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुवे वचापतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जगद्गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। Need to start with the Bhagavad Gita shloka 2.5. Yes, Swati Mataji.
Bhagavad Gita 18.54 Brahmbhuta prasanatmana shochatena kanshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labhate param. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. These are the signs of liberation. The first symptom of one who is liberated is that he is very happy. It is not possible to find him morose, nor does he have any anxiety. He never frets. This thing I don't have. Oh, I must secure this thing. Oh, this bill I have to pay. I have to go here, there. One who is liberated has no anxieties at all. He may be the poorest man in the world, but he neither laments nor thinks that he is poor. Why should he think that he is poor? When we think that we are these material bodies and that we have possessions to go with them, then we think that we are poor or rich. But one who is liberated from the material conception of life has nothing to do with possessions or lack of possessions. I have nothing to lose and nothing to gain, he thinks. I am completely separate from all this. Nor does he see anyone else as rich or poor, educated or uneducated, beautiful or ugly, etc. He does not see any material dualities, for his vision is completely on the spiritual platform and he sees that every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna. Thus, seeing all entities in their true identity, he tries to take them back to Krishna consciousness. His viewpoint is that everyone, whether he be Brahmana or Shudra, black or white, Hindu, Christian, or whatever, should come to Krishna consciousness. When one is situated in this way, then Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param. He becomes eligible for becoming a pure devotee of Krishna.
Ishu Prabhu.
Practically speaking, this process is not very easy in this age of Kali. In Srimad Bhagavatam, a description is given of the people of this age. Their duration of life is said to be very short. They tend to be phlegmatic and slow and to sleep a great deal. And they and when they are not sleeping, they are busy earning money. At the most time, they only have 2 hours a day for spiritual activities. So, what is the hope of spiritual understanding? It is also stated that even if one is anxious to make spiritual progress, there are many pseudo spiritual societies to take advantage of him. People are also characterized in the age of as being unfortunate. They have a great deal of difficulties meeting the primary demands of life: eating, defending, mating, and sleeping. Necessity which are meant even by the animals. If people are meeting these necessity in this age, they are always anxious about war, either defending themselves from aggressor or having to go to war themselves. In addition to this, there are always disturbing diseases and economic problem in Kali Yuga. Therefore, Lord Sri Krishna considered this that in this age it is impossible for people to come to the perfectional state of liberation by following the prescribed rules and regulations. Hare Krishna.
Deepak Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thus, out of his causeless mercy, Sri Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and distributed the means to the highest perfection of life and spiritual ecstasy by the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This process of chanting is most practical and it does not depend on whether one is liberated or not, or whether one's condition is conducive to spiritual life or not. Whoever takes to this process become immediately purified. Therefore, it is called pavitram, pure. Furthermore, for one who takes to this Krishna consciousness process, the seed of latent reaction to his sinful action are all nullified. Just as a fire turns whatever we put into ashes into it to ashes. Just pop up myself. एक second, Prabhuji.
No.
Into ashes. This process turned to ashes all the sinful reaction of our past lives.
We must understand that our suffering is due to our sinful activity, and sinful activity is due to our ignorance. Sins or transgressions are committed by those who do not know what is what. A child, for instance, will naively put his hand in a fire because of ignorance. He is thus burnt immediately, for the fire is impartial and does not allow any special consideration for the innocent child. It will simply act as a fire. Similarly, we do not know how this material world is functioning, who is controller, who its controller is now, nor how it is controlled. And due to our ignorance, we act in foolish ways. But nature is so stringent that she does not allow us to escape the reactions to our actions. Whether we commit an act knowingly or unknowingly, the reactions and consequent sufferings are there. However, through knowledge, we can understand what actual situation is, who God is, what our relationship with Him is. Yes, Swati Mataji.
The knowledge by which we gain release from sufferings is possible in the human form of life, not in the animal form. To give us knowledge, to give us proper direction, there are scriptures written in various languages in all parts of the world. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pointed out that people are forgetful from time immemorial about their relationship with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, Krishna has sent so many representatives to impart the scriptures to man. We should take advantage of these, especially of Bhagavad Gita, which is the prime scripture for the modern world.
So we are moving to the next chapter, knowledge beyond sansara. Yes, Anushka Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Krishna specifically states that this process of Krishna consciousness is sukham, very pleasant and easy to practice. Indeed, the devotional process is very pleasing. We melodiously sing with the instruments and someone will listen and also join Shravanam Kirtanam, Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.23. Of course, the music should be in relation with the Supreme Lord, in glorification of Him. Hearing Bhagavad Gita is also part of devotional service, and in addition to hearing it, one should be eager to apply it in his life. Krishna consciousness is a science and should not be accepted blindly. There are 9 processes of devotional service recommended: hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, praying, serving, engaging as a servitor of the Lord, establishing friendly relations with the Lord, offering everything to the Lord. These are all easy to practice and should be joyfully performed.
Yes, Ishu Prabhu.
Of course, if one thinks that Bhagavad Gita and Hare Krishna mantra are the part of Hindu system and they don't want to accept them because of this, he can nonetheless attend the Christian church and sing there. There is no difference between this process and that process. The point is, whatever process one follows, he must become God conscious. God is neither Muslim nor Hindu nor Christian. He is God. Or we are to be considered Hindu, Muslim, or Christian. These are bodily designation. We are all pure spirit and part and parcel of the Supreme. God is pavitram, pure, and we are also pure. Somehow or other, however, we have fallen into the material ocean, and as the wave toss, we suffer. Actually, we have nothing to do with the tossing of waves of material misery. We must simply pray, Krishna, please pick me up. As soon as we forget Krishna, the ocean of illusion is there, and it once captured us. The chanting of Hare Krishna is most important in order to escape from this ocean. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Is sound Shabda is that is not different from Krishna. The sound Krishna and the original Krishna are the same. When we chant Hare Krishna and dance, Krishna is also dancing with us. Of course, we must say, "Well, I do not see him." But do we? But why do we put so much stress on seeing? Why not hearing? Seeing, tasting, smelling, touching, and hearing are all instruments of our experience and knowledge. Why do we put such exclusive stress on seeing? A devotee does not wish to see Krishna. He is satisfied by simply hearing of Krishna. Seeing may eventually be there, but hearing should not be considered any less important. There are things which we hear but do not see. The wind may be whistling past our ears and we hear it, but there is no possibility of seeing the wind. Since hearing is no less an important experiment of valid once than seeing, we can hear Krishna and realize his presence through sound. Shri Krishna himself says, I'm not there in my adobe or in the heart of the meditating yogi, but where my pure devotees are singing. We can feel the presence of Krishna as we actually make the progress. Hare Krishna.
Deepak Prabhu.
So it is not that we should simply take things from Krishna and offer him nothing. Everyone is taking something from God, so why not give something? We are taking from Krishna so much light, air, food, water, and so on. Unless these resources are supplied by Krishna, no one can live. Is it love to simply keep taking and taking and taking without ever offering anything in return? Love means taking and giving also. If we just take from someone and give him nothing in return, that is not love. It is exploitation. It is not that we should just continue eating without ever offering anything to Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Patram puspam phalam toyam yom me bhaktya prechati tadham bhakti prahatam shami priyatmanam. Bhagavad Gita 9.26 and Bhagavad Gita 9.27. Yat karoshi yat shashi yaju hoshi dadasi yat pashashi kaunteya tat kurushva mat pranam. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. Accept it. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as austerities that you perform, should be done as an offering unto me.
Yes, please go ahead, Prabhu.
Okay. In addition to giving and receiving, in the execution of devotional service, one has to submit to Krishna whatever distress or confidential problem he has. He should say, Krishna, I am suffering in this way. I have fallen in the tossing ocean of material illusion. Kindly pick me up. I understand now that I'm simply put here as a thrown into the Atlantic Ocean. I may not in any way identify with the Atlantic Ocean, but I am subject to the tossing of the ocean. Actually, I am the spiritual spark, a fragmental part of you. To our misfortune, we try to identify with this ocean and stop it tossing. We must not try to stop the tossing. It is not possible. In any case, the tossing will go on, for that is the law of nature. When the foolish try to adjust to this world, the real problem is how to get out of it. Those who attempt to adjust and who never turn to Krishna are continually subject to transmigration in the ocean of birth and death.
Okay. So, Bhagavad Gita 9.3. अश्वत्थाना पुरुषः धर्मस्य अस्य परन्तप अप्राप्य मां निर्वर्तन्ते मृत्यु संसार vartamani. Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me. O conqueror foes, but return to birth and death in this material world. By definition, religion is that which connects us with God. If it is not capable of connecting us with God, it is not religion. Religion means searching for God, understanding God, and establishing a relationship with God. This is a religion. Those who are engaged in devotional service are acting for Krishna or God. And since in this way they are in connection with God, Krishna consciousness is a religion. Yes, Ashwini Prabhu.
It is not possible to manufacture a religion. A true religion must come from an authorized source, and that source is either God or his representative. Religion has been called the law of God. It is not possible for a person to manufacture a state law. The law is there, and it is given by the state. One may create some bylaws for his own society, but these laws must be sanctioned by the law of the state. Similarly, if we wish to make some principle of religion, it must be sanctioned by the whole authority, Vedic authority.
Bhagavad Gita is also religion. Great authorities like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami, Lord Chaitanya, Shankaracharya, and so many others have accepted Bhagavad Gita as the supreme principle of religion and Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. There is no doubt about it. In the West, also Bhagavad Gita is accepted as a great book of philosophy, and many great scholars and philosophers in the West have read it and commented upon it. Despite acceptance by the scholars and acharyas, there are persons who do not accept Bhagavad Gita and who have no faith. They do not accept it at all as authority, or they think that it is some sentimental exaggeration by a man known as Krishna. Thus, Krishna states in the above quoted verse that those who reject Bhagavad Gita as authority cannot have any connection with him, and because they have no relation to him, they remain in this cycle of birth and death. Aprapya mam nivartante mrityu sansara vamani. Being subjected to sansara, the cycle of birth and death, does not guarantee that one will necessarily get a similar facility to understanding Bhagavad Gita in the next life. One may not necessarily be born again as a human being, or in America, or in India, or even on this planet. There is no certainty. It all depends on our work. On the path of birth and death, we take our birth, remain for some time, enjoy or suffer, then again give up this body and enter into the womb of a mother, either human being or animal, and prepare another body to come out and begin our work again. This is called Mrityu Sansara Vartmani. If one wants to avoid this path, he must take to Krishna consciousness.
Namaskar, Mataji.
When Yudhishthir Maharaj was asked, "What is the most wonderful thing in the world?" he replied, "The most wonderful thing is that every day, every moment, people are dying, and yet everyone thinks that death will not come for him. Every minute and every second, we experience that living entities are going to the temple of death. Man, insects, animals, birds, everyone is going. This world, therefore, is called Mrityulok, the planet of death. Every day there are obituaries, and if we bother to go to the cemetery or crematorium grounds, we can validate them. Yet everyone is thinking, somehow or other, I will live. Everyone is subject to the law of death, yet no one takes it seriously. This is illusion. Thinking we will live forever, we go on doing whatever we like, feeling that we will never be held responsible. This is very risky life, and it is the densest part of illusion. We should become very serious and understand that death is waiting. We have heard the expression as sure as death. This means that in world, death is the most certain thing. No one can avoid it. When death comes, no longer will our puffed up philosophy or advanced degrees help us. At that time, our stout or strong body and our intelligence, which don't care for anything, are vanquished. At that time, the fragmental portion, Jivatma, comes under the dictation of material nature, and Prakriti, nature, gives us the type of body for which we are fit. If we want to take this risk, we can avoid Krishna. If we don't want to take it, Krishna will come to help us.
So we are moving to next, knowledge of Krishna's energies. Yes, Deepa Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhuji. It may be noted at this point that the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is especially meant for those who have already accepted Shri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, it is meant for his devotees. If one does not accept Shri Krishna as the Supreme, this 9th chapter will appear as something different from what it actually is. As stated in the beginning, the subject matter of the 9th chapter is the most confidential material in the entire Bhagavad Gita. If one does not accept Krishna as the Supreme, he will think the chapter to be a mere exaggeration. This is especially the case with the verses dealing with Krishna relationship with his creation.
Yes. Bhagavad Gita 9.4. Maya tatamidam sarv jagat dvayamurtina masthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavasthatah. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Okay, the world which we see is also Krishna's energy. His Maya. Here Maya means by me, as if one says, this work has done by me. This by me does not mean that he has done his work and has finished or retired. I start a large factory and I say the factory was started by me. In no case should it be concluded that I am lost or in any way not present. Although a manufacturer may refer to his products as being manufactured by me, it doesn't mean that he personally created or constructed his product, but the product was produced by his energy. Similarly, if Krishna says, whatever you see in the world was created by me, we are not suppose that he is no longer existing. Yes. Ashwini Prabhuji.
It is not very difficult to see God everywhere in the creation, for he is everywhere present. Just as in the Ford factory, the workers see Mr. Ford in every corner. Those who are conversant with the science of Krishna can see him in every atom of the creation. Everything is resting on Krishna. Matisthani sarvabhutani, but Krishna is not there. Na chaham tesha avyastitha. Krishna and his energies are not different, yet the energy is not Krishna. The sun and sunshine are not different, but the sunshine is not the sun. The sunshine may come through our window and enter our room, but this is not to say that sun is in our room. The Vishnu Puran states, Parasya Brahmana Shakti. Parasya means supreme, Brahmana means absolute truth, and Shakti means energy. The energy of the Supreme Absolute is everything, but in that energy, Krishna is not to be found.
There are two kinds of energy. There are two kinds of energy, material and spiritual. Jiva or individual soul belong to the superior energy of Krishna, but because they are prone to be attracted to the material energy, they are called marginal energy. But actually, there are only two energies. All of the planetary systems and universes are resting on the energies of Krishna. Just as all the planets in the solar system are resting in the sunshine, everything within the creation is resting in Krishna's shine. All of these potencies of Lord give pleasure to the deity, but one who is enemy of Krishna rejects them. When one is a non-devotee, the statements of Krishna seem to be so much bluff, but when one is a devotee, he thinks, oh, my Lord is so powerful, and he becomes filled with love and adoration. No,
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा।
कृष्णा अवधूत प्रभु जी। हाँ
Yes,
भाई, आवाज आ
Hare
रहा है?
Krishna.
yes, माता जी, आपकी वॉइस ब्रेक हो गई है।
अभी आ रही है क्या प्रभु जी?
अब आ रही है, आप यहाँ से दोबारा स्टार्ट कर देंगे। एक्चुअली देयर ओनली टू एनर्जीज।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी. But actually, there are only two energies. All of the planetary systems and universes are resting on the energies of Krishna. Just as all the planets in the solar system are resting in the sunshine, everything within the creation is resting on Krishna shine. All of these potencies of the Lord give pleasure to a devotee, but one who is envious of Krishna rejects them. When one is a non-devotee, the statements of Krishna seem to be so much bluff, but when one is a devotee, he thinks, oh, my Lord is so powerful, and he becomes filled with love and adoration. Non-devotees think that because Krishna says, I am God, they and everyone else can say the same. But if asked to show this universal form, they cannot do it. That is the difference between a pseudo god and a real god. Krishna's pastimes cannot be imitated. Krishna married over 16,000 wives and kept them nicely in 16,000 palaces. But an ordinary man cannot even keep one wife nicely. It is not that Krishna just spoke so many wonderful things, he also acted wonderfully. We should not believe one thing that Krishna says or does and reject another. If belief is there, it must be full belief.
In this regard, there is a story of Narad Muni who was once asked by a Brahman, oh, you are going to meet the Lord. Will you please ask him when I am going to get my salvation?
Yeah.
All right, Narad agreed. I shall ask him. Should I continue, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please complete it.
As Narad proceeded, I met a cobbler who was sitting under a tree mending shoes, and the cobbler similarly asked Narad, oh, you are going to see God. Will you please inquire of him when my salvation will come? When Narad Muni went to the Vaikuntha planets, he fulfilled their request and asked Narayana, God, about the salvation of the Brahman and the cobbler. And Narayana replied, after leaving this body, the cobbler shall come here to me. What about the Brahman? Narad asked. He will have to remain there for a number of births. I do not know when he is coming. Narad Muni was astonished and he finally said, I can't understand the mystery of this. That you will see, Narayan said. When they ask you what I am doing in my abode, tell them that I am threading the eye of a needle with an elephant. When Narad returned to earth and approached the Brahman said, oh, have you seen the Lord? What was he doing? He was threading an elephant through the eye of a needle. Narad answered, I don't believe such nonsense. The Brahman replied. Narad could immediately understand that the man had no faith and that he was simply a reader of books. Narad then left and went to the cobbler, who asked him, oh, have you seen the Lord? Tell me, what was he doing? He was threading an elephant through the eye of a needle. Narad replied. The cobbler began to weep. Oh, my Lord is so wonderful, he can do anything. Do you really believe that the Lord can push an elephant through a hole of a needle? And Narad asked, why not? The cobbler said, of course I believe it. How is that? You can see that I am sitting under this banyan tree, the cobbler answered, and you can see that so many fruits are falling daily, and each seed there is a banyan tree like this one. If within a small seed there can be a big tree like this, is it difficult to accept that the Lord is pushing an elephant through the eye of a needle? So this is called faith. It is not a question of blindly believing. There is a reason behind the belief. If Krishna can put a large tree within so many little seeds, it is so astounding that he is keeping all the planetary systems floating in space through his energy. Although scientists may think that the planets are being held in the space simply by nature alone, behind nature there is a supreme Lord. Nature is acting under his guidance, as Sri Krishna states.
So yes, we can stop here. So let's start with the realization. Yes, we can start with Swati Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna Mataji.
एक्चुअली बहुत सारी चीजें, बहुत सारे श्लोक का कवर किए इसमें। तो वन थिंग इज जिसमें प्रभुपाद जी ने बताया कि भगवान जो है वो एक ही है, मतलब कि हम अगर बोले कि मुस्लिम क्रिश्चियन बट नेम्स दे दिए हैं, तो चाहे हम चर्च में भी जाके हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र पढ़ रहे हैं तो दैट इज ऑल्सो एक्सेप्टेबल। बट पॉइंट इज कि रिलीजन वही है कि जिसमें हम भगवान के साथ अपना रिलेशनशिप स्टैब्लिश कर रहे हैं। तो रिलीजन का पर्पस वही है। दूसरा भगवान ने मतलब ये भी बताया प्रभुपाद ने कि जो डिवोटी हैं भगवान के वही समझ सकते हैं, इस चीज पे फोकस किया। और वो चीज भी बताई कि अगर हम बर्थ और डेथ के साइकिल से अगर हम बाहर नहीं निकल रहे हैं तो हम समाओ मतलब हम इसी संसार में ही फंसे हुए हैं। जिसमें प्रभुपाद जी ने ओशन का एग्जांपल दिया कि जैसे कोई ओशन में है, बार बार वहीं पर ही उसी ओशन में ही उसकी टॉसिंग हो रही है, वो एक्चुअली वहाँ एडजस्ट करने का तो ट्राई करता है बट समहाउ ही डज नॉट थिंक टू कम आउट ऑफ दैट ओशन। तो ये संसार भी ऐसे ही है कि इसमें ये बर्थ और डेथ का साइकिल इसलिए चलता रहता है। हम जिस भी जो भी लाइफ मिलती है उसी में ही बस हम एडजस्ट करने का ट्राई करते रहते हैं। वी नेवर थिंक टू कम आउट ऑफ इट। तो वो फिर वो प्रॉब्लम रहती है। फिर वो वहाँ पे ये भी बताया, मतलब 9th चैप्टर पे बेसिकली फोकस था यहाँ पे जो हमने रीडिंग की। उसमें प्रभुपाद ये भी बता रहे हैं कि जो 9th चैप्टर है वो एक्चुअली डिवोटीज के लिए है, वही समझ सकते हैं। जो नॉन डिवोटी होंगे उन्हें वो समझ नहीं आएगा, उन्हें तो ये लगेगा कि भगवान जो है अपने बारे में बोस्ट कर रहे हैं या वो ब्लफ लगेगा, वो नहीं समझ पाएंगे इस 9th चैप्टर को। या दैट इज माय रियलाइजेशन।
Amazing points, Mataji. Thank you. Anushka Mataji.
प्रभुपाद जी बताते हैं कि हम ह्यूमन लाइफ ही इस सफरिंग मतलब अगर इस से रिलीज मतलब ह्यूमन लाइफ में ही इस सफरिंग से रिलीज हो सकते हैं हम। एनिमल लाइफ में ये प्रैक्टिस नहीं कर पाएंगे। तो लेकिन हम भूल जाते हैं कि हमारी रिलेशनशिप जो है वो कृष्णा से, हम उसको भूल जाते हैं। तो उसी को रिवाइव करना है ये विद द हेल्प ऑफ कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस। तो इसीलिए हमारे पास प्रभुपाद जी बताते हैं कि हमारे पास स्क्रिप्चर्स हैं जिसमें कि प्राइम वो है भगवद गीता, जिसकी वजह से हम नॉलेज को गेन कर सकते हैं और प्रॉपर डायरेक्शन में हम कर सकते हैं मतलब प्रैक्टिस।
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Deepak Prabhu.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
यस, मुझे कुछ पॉइंट्स अच्छे लगे थे, जैसे कि प्रभुपाद जी शुरुआत में बता रहे थे कि सिर्फ हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र से जो हमारे पाप करने की जो पाप रूपी बीज होता था, सीड ऑफ द लेटेंट रिएक्शन टू सिंफुल एक्शंस आर ऑल नलिफाइड। तो मतलब वो बीज ही उखाड़ कर फेंक देते हैं जो हरिनाम होता है। और जैसे कि एग्जाम्पल दे रहे थे कि फायर में कुछ भी डालते हैं तो वो एशेस में टर्न हो जाता है। तो ऐसे ही हरिनाम में जो भी लेता है वो इमीडिएटली प्योरीफाइड हो जाता है। ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ वक्त लगता है उसमें प्योरीफाई में, लेकिन वो एक इमीडिएटली एक लेवल अप हो जाता है उसका, एक एटलीस्ट, तो वो इमीडिएटली प्योरीफाइड हो जाता है। तो यस, एंड अनदर पॉइंट इज रूपा जी बता रहे थे कि हमको सिर्फ भगवत गीता पढ़नी नहीं है, उसको अप्लाई भी करना है। और बता रहे थे कि अप्लाई करना है, और बता रहे थे कि इट्स अ वेरी प्रैक्टिकल एंड इट वी शुड नॉट एक्सेप्ट इट एज ब्लाइंडली, है ना। तो सिर्फ पढ़ के और उसको समझना नहीं है, उसको अप्लाई भी करना है हमारी लाइफ में। यस, एंड अनदर पॉइंट, तो एक पॉइंट आया था जिसमें इसमें प्रभुपाद जी बता रहे थे कि लोग बहुत ज्यादा देखने पर विश्वास करते हैं कि भगवान को देखना चाहते हैं, कि बोलते हैं कि मैं क्यों नहीं देख पा रहा हूँ, वेयर इज गॉड, वेयर इज गॉड। सो तो प्रभुपाद जी बता रहे थे कि जो डिवोटी होते हैं वो डज नॉट, वो विश नहीं करते कृष्णा को देखने के लिए, वो सिर्फ हियरिंग में ही सेटिस्फाई रहते हैं, मतलब भगवान के नाम सुनकर ही वो सेटिस्फाई हो जाते हैं। तो एक एक क्वालिटी है डिवोटीज की, और मतलब उनमें फेथ होता है भगवान के नाम में। यस। एंड एक और पॉइंट था, जैसे युधिष्ठिर मास्टर प्रभुपा जी बता रहे थे कि युधिष्ठिर महाराज ने कहा था एक बार कि आजकल लोग, मतलब हर क्षण लोग मर रहे हैं, फिर भी लोग ये सोचते हैं कि मैं नहीं मरूंगा। तो यस। तो प्रभुपा जी फिर डेथ के ऊपर बता रहे थे कि कैसे डेथ हर क्षण आता, कोई ना कोई मर रहा है और फिर भी लोग उसके लिए तैयारी नहीं कर रहे हैं। तो हमें मृत्यु के लिए तैयारी करनी चाहिए कि जब मृत्यु आए तो हम भगवान को स्मरण कर पाए। तो श्लोक होता है ना, अंत विष्णु, कुछ तो ऐसे होता है। यस, अंत काल में स्मरण करने के लिए। यस, तो दैट इज द लास्ट स्टेज। यस, that's my point, प्रभु जी।
Oh, very nice. Thank you so much. Ishu Prabhu, you want to share something? Okay.
So I really like the last point, last story of Narad Muni, that it starts from the faith and it's end at the faith, and all the devotional activities we are doing. So we really have to focus on how to increase our faith. And I don't know about any other, but yes, with me, the faith is something that is not in its full potential. I should say that in my devotion, I have to work on my faith. That yeah, and I also believe that, but one day that if faith comes fully, that not in partial way, and fully, that will do wonders in my life. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, that is the only thing I have to say.
Yes, Prabhuji. Definitely it will. Thank you. And my points are, जब हम मतलब ऐसा है कि जब हम किसी से कुछ लेते हैं और अगर उसे वापस नहीं देते तो इट मीन्स हम उस पर एक्सप्लॉइटेशन कर रहे हैं। तो इसमें भगवान कह रहे हैं ना कि मतलब प्रभुपाद कह रहे हैं कि जब हम हमें सब कुछ कृष्णा ही दे रहे हैं और अगर हम उन्हें वापस नहीं करते तो इट मीन्स वी आर डूइंग एक्सप्लॉइटेशन। तो अगर मतलब भगवान कुछ मांग भी नहीं रहे, भगवान तो मतलब भगवान मांगेंगे क्या वैसे, तो मतलब वो फिर भी कह रहे हैं कि इफ यू वांट टू ऑफर तो आप फलम पुष्पम जलम तोयम ये सब भी ऑफर कर दोगे तो आई एम हैप्पी इन दैट ऑल्सो। तो हम लोग वो भी नहीं करते। तो उसमें भगवान बल्कि उसमें उसके साथ भी इतना सा हम उन्हें दे रहे हैं, उसके बाद भी भगवान श्योरिटी ये दे रहे हैं कि तुम बस इतना सा भी दे दोगे ना मेरे को, उसके बाद भी मैं आपके सारे सन सब कुछ जो है वो वैनिश कर दूंगा। सब सब मतलब आपका जीरो कर दूंगा, जो भी आपका मतलब पुराना नेगेटिव बैलेंस है। तो उसमें भी हम लोग मतलब फेथ नहीं है उस चीज के अंदर भी, इसलिए शायद हम लोग नहीं करते। और वो हमें करना चाहिए। फिर फेथ के ऊपर एक बहुत अच्छी स्टोरी बताई एलिफेंट वाली। तो वो कॉबलर का फेथ, वो मतलब वो बिल्कुल सही बोला कि वाई इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल कि भगवान सुई में से हाथी क्यों नहीं निकाल सकते। जब वो बता रहे कि बेनियन ट्री के फ्रूट में से जो बीज निकल रहा है उसके अंदर से एक और बेनियन ट्री बन सकता है। तो एनीथिंग कैन बी पॉसिबल। तो दैट लीड्स अस टू द फेथ इटसेल्फ कि अगर भगवान में फेथ है तो मतलब उसमें, क्योंकि फिर भगवान बाद में भी उसमें ये भी कह रहे हैं कि भगवान भगवत गीता में कि अगर आपको मेरे ऊपर फेथ नहीं है तो आप मतलब मेरे को कभी समझ ही नहीं सकते। So that's why faith is important. And as Prabhupada said, it is very practical. It is not illusion. And yes, as Deepak Prabhu have also mentioned that Yudhishthira Maharaj से पूछा कि what is the most wonderful thing in life? So Yudhishthira Maharaj have replied कि the most wonderful thing is that every moment, every second we are dying, and we are still thinking and expecting that we will live for forever. So that is the most wonderful thing. तो मतलब हर मोमेंट मर रहे हैं हम लोग, हर सेकंड मर रहे हैं हम लोग, फिर भी हमें ऐसा लगता है क्योंकि वो हमारे एक्शन से इम्प्लाई होता है, क्योंकि हम अभी भी ना मतलब चीज़ों को इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं, वेल्थ क्रिएट करना चाह रहे हैं और एंजॉयमेंट कहीं ना कहीं कैसे ना कैसे फैमिली के नेम पे या फिर पर्सनल डिजायर के बेसिस पे हम कुछ ना कुछ एक्युमुलेट करने में लगे पड़े हैं। तो वो आई थिंक उस पर भी थोड़ा मतलब सोचना चाहिए कि हम जो एक्युमुलेट करें दैट इज रियली नेसेसरी, क्योंकि every moment we are dying and we have to leave the body one day. Yes, that's all from my side. Ashwini Prabhu.
थैंक यू दीपू। तो सभी पॉइंट कवर कर लिए हैं भक्तों ने। दो पॉइंट आई थिंक वी कैन डिस्कस। एक तो डेफिनेशन ऑफ रिलीजन प्रभुपाद मेंशन करते हैं कि डेफिनेशन ऑफ रिलीजन इज टू अवॉइड बाय द लॉस ऑफ गॉड, दैट इज रिलीजन। तो फिर प्रभुपाद एग्जांपल देते हैं कि जैसे मान लीजिए सिटीजन है, तो द रिलीजन ऑफ सिटीजन इज टू अवॉइड बाय द लॉज ऑफ हिज स्टेट। तो स्टेट लॉज होंगे, फिर सभी सिटीजन स्टेट लॉज को फॉलो कर रहे हैं, विच मीन्स दे आर फॉलोइंग द रिलीजन ऑफ व्हाट स्टेट हैज डिसाइडेड। एंड देन प्रभुपाद से सब लॉज भी हो सकते हैं। जैसे स्टेट है, स्टेट ने अपने लॉ डिसाइड किए, फिर उसके अंदर डिफरेंट सोसाइटीज हो सकती हैं, जैसे क्लब्स हो सकते हैं। बीइंग ह्यूमन क्लब हो गया फॉर एग्जांपल, काउज क्लब हो गया, छोटी छोटी सोसाइटीज हो सकती हैं, गौशाला सोसाइटी, कुछ भी। तो जिस भी तरह की छोटी मोटी सोसाइटीज होंगी उनके भी अपने लॉज होंगे, बट ऑल दोज लॉज शुड बी अंडर स्टेट लॉज। जैसे मान लीजिए क्रिमिनल्स की कोई सोसाइटी होती है, वो लोग तो कोई भी ऐसा लॉ नहीं बनाएंगे जो स्टेट लॉज के अंडर हो। वो लोग बोलेंगे कि मारो, चोरी करो, ये सब। तो अगर कोई सोसाइटी इस टाइप का लॉ बनाती है तो इमीडिएटली state will say no, no, this is against our state laws, so they will immediately condemn। और वहां से फिर बोलेंगे कि no, will they will be forced to punishment। जैसे टेररिस्ट वगैरह का अपना रहता है, उनका एक ग्रुप है, बट उनके जितने भी लॉज हैं वो कंट्री के लॉज से अगेंस्ट है, तो कंट्री को टेररिस्ट डिक्लेयर करके और उनको पनिश करना शुरू करती है फिर। तो यही फंडा जो है वो रिलीजन में भी है। गॉड हैज डिसाइडेड सर्टेन लॉज, and then whatever occupational position we are in, we have to make sure that our occupational duties are under God's laws. Anytime we are doing any action which is against God's law, that means we are occurring sin, and then we will accordingly be punished by those laws. So that is our religion. Now Sanatan religion is eternal religion, and the laws of the eternal religion should be followed, because that we'll have to follow eternally, whether we live in this world or outside of it. So this is one point. Then second point is about Nirakar. This is our preaching point. Many times we encounter people जो कहते हैं कि भाई निराकार ही है भगवान। तो यहाँ से एक preaching point है, प्रभुपाद बताए हैं कि जैसे सन और सनशाइन है, तो अगर कोई भी हम लोगों को भी कोई बोलता है कि नहीं निराकार ही है भगवान, तो इमीडिएटली वी कैन से कि सन और सनशाइन में फर्क है। सनशाइन देख के हम कह सकते हैं कि हाँ सन निराकार है, विच इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट, बट अबव दैट निराकार देर इज आकार। लाइक सनशाइन जो है वो सन का ही पार्ट है, तो सन निराकार है, बट क्योंकि सन का आकार है तो सनशाइन सन से ऊपर है, तो इसलिए सन जो आकार है वो निराकार के ऊपर है। So recently I was also preaching one person, and then this person was getting enthusiastically serving. He was coming on pace, understanding philosophy, but one day as soon as he said कि नहीं मैं मानता हूँ भगवान आकार के, बट उनका निराकार जो है ना उसी से सब आते हैं। तो ऐसे लोगों को हम ये पॉइंट बोल सकते हैं कि सन और सनशाइन वाली एनालॉजी, तो उससे इमीडिएटली क्लियर हो जाएगा कि हाँ ये एकदम सही बात है। और संसार में कोई भी वस्तु नहीं है जो निराकार से आई है। वो भी एक पॉइंट है कि कैसे निराकार से भगवान आ सकते हैं, आकार कैसे आ सकता है निराकार से। इवन इस संसार में भी निराकार से कोई भी आकार नहीं आया। So that's all. Thank you, Dipru.
Thank you so much for the very valuable preaching information and other points. Okay. Anyone wants to add? Okay, so we are good. We can.
एक बार उदित ब्रो,
Yes, sir, जी।
एक बार आप ग्रुप पे डाल देंगे क्या कि सब लोग 7 AM से कंफर्टेबल हैं क्या? जैसे अब थोड़ा वेदर ठीक हो गया है, तो जस्ट टेक अ वोट फ्रॉम एवरीवन ऑन द ग्रुप।
Okay, bro. I will.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So we are stopping here. Vancha kalpatarubhascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Jagadu Srila Prabhupada. Yeah.
Jai
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining.
Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.